And this comes out of, Doug, the observation that you just made, which is that increasingly the content that is most meaningful to a shopper's awareness of and decision for buying a particular product is increasingly not coming from brands themselves, but coming from other individuals. And, and you've seen this for, going on for multiple decades now with the ratings and review process, and increasingly all of the content that platforms like TikTok and Instagram are enabling from a video point of view, from an awareness perspective. What this struck me as was, now all of a sudden brands have gone from a matter of taking one piece of content and mass distributing it, kind of the way that if I were selling a product, I would sell it to Walmart or Kroger or Carrefour in France. I'm now back to a model that looks a little bit more like the way that a global CPG company would go to market in a place like Brazil, or India, or any of the large markets of Africa, which is that most of my distribution is going through single owner points of trade, right? So, and that, loosely speaking, is what's always been called the traditional trade. And that, the ability, instead of thinking about that from a commerce point of view, from a content point of view, how do I get my assets, my brand essence, and my equity, if you will, into the hands of this distributed ecosystem, right? And it struck me as though you would need a penetration model similar to the models that you would use for physical product distribution in a more traditional trade market. You need to distribute content in what we'll call a deeply fragmented content generation market space. So instead of thinking about cost, thinking about and reach from a cost effectiveness point of view, thinking about reach from an equity effectiveness point of view. How does your brand translate into the minds and hearts of the content creators that are responsible for then communicating that brand, its value, and its attributes to shoppers and end users?